Hello and welcome to Musical Menagerie. My name is Mrs. Mouse and I'll be helping you today learn how to make some different musical instruments. And I'm referring to a book today that will help us with these instruments, and it's called Rubber Band Banjos and Java Jive Bass by Alex Sabeth. And this is a book that has many ideas for other instruments besides the ones that we're going to be making here. And I have three great kids to help me today make these instruments. And our first child is Brittany. And Brittany, wave to us, let us know where you are. And then Katie, we have Katie also. And we have Corey. Let's talk a little bit more and find out a little bit more about our students. Brittany, tell me a little bit about where you go to school, just a little something about yourself, maybe something you like or something you have.
Well, I go to Carlos Rivera School and I like doing arts and crafts.
Oh, you like arts and crafts? Mm-hmm. Oh, well then I bet you'll want to decorate these instruments. You have some ideas in your mind, huh?
Yeah.
Wonderful. What else? Anything else special about yourself?
No.
Nothing else right now. Well, I'm so glad you're here. And how about you, Katie? Tell us about yourself.
I go to Olga B. Colbert Elementary, and I have 11 pets.
11 pets? Why don't you name them all? Try naming them for us.
Haley, Honey, Sammy, Jeffrey, Jamie, James, Princess, Kelly.
All kinds. Well, what kind of pets are they? Are they all dogs or the different kinds of pets?
I have 2 dogs, 2 fish, 3 crabs, 2 crabs, 3 snails. And I also have 2 fish and a bird and a hamster.
Do you have to take care of all of those pets yourself?
Yeah.
Wow, what a big job. Well, I'm glad we're having you to help us today. Thank you so much for coming. Now, how about you, Corey? Tell us about yourself.
I go to Colbert Elementary School, and I have 2 animals, and if you don't know what those are, they're 2 little lizards, and I love art.
You love art too, and you have 2 lizards. Well, now, then you're going to have some ideas, I guess, for decorating those boxes as well. Now, maybe you want to put some lizards on your art.
Maybe.
Maybe so. Well, Corey, we're very glad to have you. Thank you for helping us out. And we're going to start the show off with some slammin', jammin', bumpin' rubber gloves, and they are our first musical instrument. So I'm going to show you what they look like, and we're going to then talk about the supplies needed to make these. Now these, you can just take some old gloves or any rubber gloves. I've got rubber gloves here, and you can rub them together with, I've got sandpaper, or you can tap them, the little buttons on there, or you can add almost anything you want. So let's talk about the supplies. You can use buttons and an old pair of gloves or rubber gloves, a piece of sandpaper. You can have needle or thread to sew the items on, or you can use some Velcro or any little bit of glue that might work on the kind of gloves you have. It depends on what you have. And we're going to be making these, we've got these gloves to make today. And these are not that hard, and I have got some that I've already made for some students here. So if they would each put them on, and show us what the ones you have that we put on the gloves that you have. So you can get them all on there, so we'll be ready to play with them. And you can use just about anything. You can add on some bells, you can put on about anything you want that makes a nice sound, making different sounds. Okay, well, show them around there. Corey, show yours around. Let's see. You got the sandpaper in the middle. You can put sandpaper on there. Yeah, and then you got your gloves with the bells. Good. And then we've got Katie. She's got what? You got the buttons?
Got the buttons and the sandpaper.
And Brittany, what do you have?
I've got the buttons and the sandpaper.
Oh, good. I hear some music. And what you can do, you can tap these to the music. You can rub them. You can shake them. You can add anything you want to make good sounds. Let's do that. We're going to get ready. All right, ready? Let's just try to rub first. Rub, 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 rub. Good. And then let's tap, 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 tap. And shake the bell. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Tap, 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 tap. tap. You can do 1, 2. Now tap, tap, rub, rub, rub. Tap, tap, rub, rub, rub. Tap, tap, rub, rub, rub. And can you shake them out? Then shake it if you've got the bells. Good. Yeah, and if you had streamers, you could also make your gloves move around with the streamers. So you can add that and add some extra effect, ribbons, streamers, old ties, anything you want. That's good. So you guys got some ideas for this? You think of anything else you could stick on these gloves? What else might you want to put on the gloves? You got any ideas maybe of something else? What do you think?
Maybe draw a little anything with little glue.
Oh, so you want to even decorate them up more with the art ideas, huh?
Or you could put Velcro and go like that.
Oh yeah, you mean stick them together and hear that stick and unstick that Velcro does. Oh, good idea. Good, good. Well, now we've got these gloves done. Let's get into some more instruments. Go ahead and let's take these gloves off. And these are just a fun thing to have and just make up any way you want. Now we have 3 more different instruments that we're going to work on today. And the first one is the guitar shoebox, or the shoebox guitar. And all we've done is taken a guitar, we have some rubber bands on it and decorated it up, and we can pluck the strings, which are rubber bands, and it's not that hard at all, not very hard at all. So let's talk about the supplies we need for this. You need a shoebox with a lid, scissors, pencil, glue, a ruler to measure, 4 toothpicks, I've got the toothpicks here, 4 rubber bands of different thicknesses, so they're not all the same, and a pencil that's rolled up. So I'm going to show you here. All we did was take a regular old shoebox and we covered it up with paper and decorated it any way we wanted to, any colors we want. And then we put on a hole in the box, a little rectangle shape at the top. We cut out a rectangle shape. And then we also have a little pencil. I have a pencil rolled up in paper at the top. And then I put the rubber bands around the box. And Corey's going to be the one that makes this instrument here. So I've kind of helped him out just a little bit. Corey, you want to hold that box up? And then kind of, let's see here, that's the one you're going to be using. And then we've got the hole in there already for you and nothing else. So you have to decide if you want lizards on there or what other kinds of things that you might want to put on there. And you can glue on the toothpicks. We've got your toothpicks there. So, oh yeah, and you can use the paint if you want to use the paint. And you can be putting your toothpicks right here, gluing them on one at a time. And then you'll put your rubber bands around that. And we have different size rubber bands because we get different sounds. It is just the easiest thing. You don't need much to make this. Very, very easy. So Corey, I want you to get going on that, and let your creative art ideas go to town on making this one, because it's just going to be a fun one to be creative with. And it sounds neat too. So I'm going to put this one back here because that's the one Corey's going to work on now. He's already getting going on there with that glue. Not too hard. Good. And another instrument that we're going to work on while Corey's working on the guitar, we're also going to work on a tambourine. And this tambourine is a very, very easy one to make too. Usually you just find a bunch of things around your house that'll be easy to use. I've got a foil pie pan. You can shake it, or if you want to tap it from underneath, you can just use it anyway. Now we have a foil pie pan. We have scissors that you'd need, yarn, paper clips, several colors of paint or paper, and then some transparent tape. And those are the supplies. Now all I've done is put different colors of paper to decorate that. You could use paint if you want instead. And I've taken some yarn. So I have some yarn, a little string of yarn, and I just taped some yarn around the side. And we have some rare, you want to hold that up there, Katie? And we've got, I've kind of just started a little bit. We've got the pan, and pull that yarn out for us so we can kind of see that. We've just started taping the yarn around the side of the pan, and then with regular Scotch tape, and then we put 3 paper clips in the yarn, then some Scotch tape, then 3 paper clips, then Scotch tape, and she will finish doing that around the pan, and she will have a nice tambourine. This is also easy. If you don't have paper clips, well, maybe you've got some old old metal keys that don't go to anything anymore. Of course, check with parents first that they're not an important thing. Or you could even try to put on maybe some leftover little bells. You might have some bells that might work. Sometimes they're a little tricky to put on the bells, so you might want to try maybe some old buttons or any kind of thing that's going to rattle as it hits the side of the pan. And the more different things you can come up with or experiment with, the better. And you can just decorate it any way you want. And the more creative you get, the better the sound is that you'll have, and you'll have a good tambourine. You're having a little trouble there with that bell on there, but that's okay. You might want to try just something else, or sometimes you might want to put your yarn with a needle. Now another instrument that we're going to have Brittany make. She's going to make the bongos for us. And I've got a set made already. Now bongos are drums from Cuba, and we are going to make some that we can use in our home or in classroom. And we've just got 2 cans together, and they're taped together, so you have the supplies needed for these bongos. 2 coffee cans or oatmeal boxes, either one, whatever you could find. Scissors, tape, and you can use plastic bags, or you can use the actual plastic lid that came on the can. And you can use any paper at all. So I've got my 2 bongos, and if I was going to play them, I can hold them and just tap them, and that make a pretty good sound that way. And what we're going to do, I've got 2 cans. I've used coffee cans, and Brittany's got 2 cans right by her, so she's going to get her cans and bring them on over by yourself. You can get started there. We've just kind of put a little paper around to decorate it, and you can just get as creative as you want. Oh, you're the art person too, aren't you? So you're going to add some things. What do you think you might want to put on there?
Just like little squares or something.
Oh, okay. So you can, different shapes, whatever you like to put on there. And then when you're finished, we can put some tape around them so they would be taped together. You could play 1 drum at a time, or you can tape them together. But bongos are 2 drums together. And then you just can pat them. And they're nice and strong if you just go ahead and use the lid. I have sometimes seen where they will cut out the bottom of the container. You can do that, but you don't have to. They sound very good with the bottom in and the regular old lid. If you didn't have the lid, maybe you lost the lid, you just found a can, you can put on some plastic wrap or maybe part of a plastic garbage bag and a rubber band to hold that on there. So you can use those things if you don't have the plastic lid anymore for your bongos. So we're going to have Brittany work there on those bongos, and before long we'll see what's going on with these instruments they've got. We'll see Corey's back here. He's got the toothpicks on there, and he's already getting his colors that he likes out. You guys can also be creative like I see you doing already. You can use plain regular scissors that I have, just regular scissors, nothing fancy about them, or in some craft stores or other places you can get scissors that cut different shapes. They might cut zigzags or scallops, and that's what Corey's used. He's used some scissors that cut zigzags, so he has a zigzag edge around his paper. So you can use that too to make it more fun and interesting with what you're trying to do. And then you can add anything else you want. Maybe you have something left over. Yeah? What?
You could even put buttons on here.
Yeah, I like that idea. If you want to put a heavier item on, it's a good idea to use a stronger kind of glue than, you can use Elmer's glue for most things, but this is a safe glue here, low odor, and it works. You have to let it dry a while. It's a clear gel tacky glue, and that one doesn't have any strong odors or anything like that. You might want to use that glue. That's a very good kind of glue to use. So that looks good.
No.
Yeah, and you guys, I think you're doing a really good job. You got your little bit of paint on there you're trying to use too, and that's okay. And how about let's do a little bit of composing music for these instruments too. We're going to do that a little bit today, so I'll explain how we're going to do that. Let me get some papers out. When you compose music, and composing music means that you're making up your own piece. And that's the most fun of all because you can do anything you want. So we're going to have a set of boxes. I've made some papers for each person, and I have 8 boxes that I've drawn across a piece of paper. And in those boxes, they are going to decide whether they want to put an X in box 1 or 2 or 3. They can put an X in any or all or some of the boxes in any pattern, no particular way. And we're going to ask that they each make up something a little bit different. It's more fun that way. So all you need is a piece of paper with 8 boxes on it, and then you can decide which of the boxes you're going to put an X in. Okay. I think that's what I think I am going to do, since you guys are still working so hard on those instruments, is I'll just put some X's in there. How about, let's see, a marker. Thanks, Katie. I'll put some X's on here. And that way we'll already have that done, since you guys you're doing such a creative job over there on those particular instruments. And the first one I'm going to put here, I'm going to put for the guitar, I'm going to put an X in the first box, big X. Now I'll leave the second box alone. I'll put an X in the third box, and the fourth box, that's fun, I'll leave the fifth box alone. And the sixth box, I'll put 6 and 7, and I'll leave 8 alone. So now that's my first box, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and 8. So now I've got all those boxes, and I will put another one up here. That'll be one for the tambourine. So I'll just tape that one up here, and that'll be for the tambourine. And let's see, I don't have to do the same pattern. I can do a different pattern. I think I don't want to start on box 1 for the tambourine. I'll start on 2, 3, and I'll leave box 4 empty. I'll play box 5 and 6, and I'll leave 7 empty, and I'll do 8. Now for the bongos, I'll do one here for our lovely lady with the bongos. And let's see here, I'll put 3 X's in a row for the bongos, and then I'll give her nothing in box 4 or 5, and 1 in 6, and in 8. And that will be what I have. I've got a different pattern. Now guys, I know you're still decorating with all of those instruments, but let's go ahead and get ready. I'm going to let you use my instruments. I know you're not quite finished with yours. You can let them dry. And let's just go ahead and try to play these patterns that we've got. So let me give Corey this guitar. So we'll just set that to the side, Corey, for the moment. And you can use this guitar, and you can finish yours a little bit later on. And then we'll have Katie, you can use this tambourine in the meantime, honey. And let's have you, Brittany, use these bongos. And you know what, guys? It might even work if you try. After I explain, we'll try to stand up. That way we can see you playing a little better, and you might be able to even see the board a little bit better. Now what we're going to do, each person will read the set of boxes by their instrument. I wrote guitar, so I have a picture of the guitar next to the row of boxes. And you're going to follow those row of boxes. If I have an X in a box, you play your instrument. Pluck it, or shake it, or hit it. If I don't have any X in the box, you don't play anything at all. So Corey, if he's going to play this one, he's going to do that for us. He's going to hit or pluck the guitar in box 1, but not do anything when I count 2. Hit 3 and 4, not 5. Hit 6, 7, and not 8. Go ahead and stand up. We can see you better when you stand up. And then you might even be able to see that better. Okay, now, Katie, how about you? You got yours. Yours is a tambourine. So you were looking and seeing what you're going to do in yours. The first one's empty. Then what would you do on the second? Shake it. Shake and shake on the third. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then bongos. Pull those bongos up. They'll make a better sound if you hold them under one arm and hit them with the other hand. Okay, ready? On the first one, what do we have for you? Hit 1, hit 2, and hit 3, and hit it good and hard. You can hit it harder than that. It's pretty strong. How about 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8? And hit it. You can hit either one of them, and you can hit them harder. Don't be afraid of it. It's a pretty strong instrument. We want it that way. Are you ready, guys? Okay, stand up, get your instruments, and I'm going to be the conductor, and you're going to play your instruments. Okay, ready, guys? Now, when I say 1, 2, ready, go, that's like the warm-up. Then when I start counting 1, 2, 3, before, you do whatever it is in your own box. This is the guitar for Corey, this is the tambourine for Katie, and these are the bongos for Brittany. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty good. And you want to shake that a little bit louder for us? And Corey, hold that up. That's very good. You did pretty good. Let's try it again. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did you notice how people were coming in at different times? That is what a composition is supposed to do. It's supposed to do that. You don't want everybody just playing the whole thing all the same. It's not very much fun that way. And we can switch these around and do any pattern we want to. So what we're going to do right now, let's try this one more time and play your instrument as loudly as you can. And I'll go not very fast. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good! That's okay, that happens. We got the tail end sometimes. Now, you know there's something fun you can do with this too. After you write a piece of music, you can make it longer. You could even make something that would be showing how many times people played. What could we make that would show how many times? What? Tell me, Corey. What?
A bar graph?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to take these off, and you guys have to remember how many times it was that you had to play. How many times did the bongos have to play, Brittany?
6.
Okay, good. And a tambourine, how many times did the tambourine play?
5.
Okay, and Corey, how
5.
many times? Oh, you're ahead of me already. Okay, well, let's see. If we want to make a bar graph, what could we do here? I know I have a yardstick, and I have my marker. So I'm going to move these down here. You guys can tell me some things. What should I do? Tell me about what I should do to make this bar graph. What should I do?
You make a line up.
Okay, so I'll make it over here on this side? Yeah, you could do this too. We'll just draw a line on this side. Yeah, that way. I'll kind of come up. I got my line. Okay, good. Then what else should I do? Brittany, what should I do?
Put the numbers of like how many X's you'd have
Oh, where should I put those numbers?
to the side.
Of this line here? Okay, and I'll just start at the bottom. What should the bottom be?
The bongos.
0.
0. We start at 0 for number parts, right? Yeah. And then we can have 1,
2,
2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
Did anybody play 7?
No.
Is it okay to go a little bit past that number?
Yeah.
You want to have some extra, because what if I wrote another piece of music later
it could
on?
go to 7.
Yeah, I could do that. And then I got to do what? What else do I have to do, Katie?
You make a line like you put the bongos and the tambourine and the guitar, and then you go up how many how many X's they have.
But right now I'm going to draw a line,
Yeah.
this kind of line.
Across.
Do you know what you call that kind of a line that goes across? Horizontal. That would be a horizontal line, okay? And this is a line that is perpendicular to this line. There's a right angle there. And like you said, we have these little pictures that we put of each instrument down at the bottom, right? So we've got the bongos, we've got the tambourine, and we got the guitar, right? Okay. Now, how high should we put these bongos? How high should we draw our bar? Bongos. Who had the bongos? Okay, Brittany, what? What do we do?
We put it like a little rectangle all the way up to 6.
Up to 6. So I would go here, and I would draw that down there, right? And that could be, yeah, we're doing some math with music now. Can fit that in. Now we've gone up to 6. And how about the tambourine? What was the tambourine?
To 5.
It was up to 5. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to get that up to 5.
You could also call them.
What could I do?
You can also call it musical math.
Musical math. Good idea. I like that. Okay. How about the guitar?
5.
5. Okay. So the guitar had 5. I kind of think I went a little bit above the 5. I'm a little bit sloppy here, so When you make a graph, you have to be very neat, though, don't you? So we can see it.
But we know what it means.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad. Now, were there instruments that, then, which two instruments were the same? If you're going to look at this graph now, which two instruments were the same? What, Brittany, which ones were the same?
The tambourine and the guitar.
Right, and which one, of course, was different?
Bongo.
Yeah, and which one, how many more times did the bongos play than the tambourine? And the, go ahead, Katie.
One.
One more time, right? Okay, so how many times less did the guitar play than the bongos? One, right, Corey? Very good. So you made a whole nice bar graph, a musical bar graph about our composition that we made up, right? And you have your perpendicular lines. It's almost like the X and Y axis, right? Yeah. Could you make up more different pieces if you wanted to? How could you make it harder? Could you make this a little bit harder of a song?
Yes.
How would it be harder, Brittany?
You can make it longer and put more X's in it.
Yeah, I could make this longer. It doesn't have to be 8 boxes. It could be more than 8 boxes,
Could
couldn't
be
it?
100.
Can you imagine 100? I'd need a pretty long board for 100, wouldn't I? Or a smaller piece of paper and write tiny, right? Actually, you know what, Corey? In real compositions, there are more than 100 measures in each composition. So many composers have written very long ones, but that's a beginning start. Do you think you could do that on your own if you're going to try that at home? So you could make something up yourself, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, now what we're going to do right now, I'm going to have you guys switch this time. And I am going to put this back up here, but I'm going to have this be just the bongos here. And this is going to be, whichever one I put up is yours. So get your instrument up. It's your last chance. I'm mixing them up, so we'll do it in a different order. And this one's going to be the tambourine. And this one here is going to be the guitar. So that's what you can do too. You can each write something that's different for the other person. And I'll count again, but now you have to look. You have a different part, don't you? Are you looking at your part to practice in your mind? Okay, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Was it harder when you switched around?
Because you're so used to yours.
You're the one that you did before. That's why people practice. Yeah. What, Corey?
I think mine was harder than the one I'm doing right now.
Why do you think so?
Because I just have to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
And in mine, I have to go 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2.
Oh, so you have to think a little bit differently. Yeah, Brittany, what?
Actually, I think mine was kind of easier.
You think yours was kind of easier. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I like how you guys have some good ideas. Different composers have different ideas about what's hard.
And
now,
mine was the same.
good. Well, I hope you guys will make some more of these instruments, and let's finish working up on the instruments, and we'll be seeing you again. Have fun making some instruments. So long. Good. And then let's tap, 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 and shake the bell. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Tap, 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 tap. You can do 1, 2. Now tap, tap, rub, rub, rub. Tap, tap, rub, rub, rub. Tap, tap, rub, rub, rub. Can you shake them out? Then shake it if you've got the bells. Good. Yeah, and if you had streamers, you could also make your gloves move around with the streamers. So you can add that and add some extra effect, ribbons, streamers, old ties, anything you want. That's good. So you guys got some ideas for this? You think of anything else you could stick on these gloves?